Hello and welcome to Ben TV News. I am Ojuederia Eruke. For 3 weeks running, the Senate President David Mark has refused to read defection letters of 11 People's Democratic Party senators to formally seal their defection to the All Progressive Congress. Some of the affected senators who raised points of order to inform the Senate about their defection from PDP to APC have had their order overruled by the Senate President. Senator Magnus Abe and Wilson Ake from Rivers State informed the Senate that they are now card-carrying members of the opposition APC, and they have ceased to be members of the PDP. Similarly, Senator Abdamu Abdullahi from Nasarawa also told the Red Chamber of the National Assembly that he has crossed from PDP to APC.
I am, Mr. President, announcing formally, with the effect of the 20th of January, I made a submission of having the camp from PDP to APC, and I am from that date a member here, a senator representing APC. I so declare, Mr. President.
For some time now, it has been clear to the people of this country and to the people of my senatorial district that my interests has not been and can no longer be protected or promoted by the People's Democratic Party. And therefore, based on the request of my constituents and our rights as a people, I have decided to join the All Progressive Congress, and I'm a registered member of the All Progressive Congress.
The Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, has restated its readiness to conduct elections come February 2015, saying the date was informed purely by rational and logical considerations. INEC Chairman Atahiru Jega stated this in Abuja at a partnership forum on broadcast media coverage of election, a preamble to 2015 with National Broadcasting Commission, NBC. Jega said the scheduled election of February 2015 is to allow ample time for litigations which are inevitable in the nation's contest before the commencement of new tenures come May 29, 2015.
We have scheduled the elections for February 2015 to allow ample time for litigations, which regrettably are inevitable in our Nigerian context before the commencement of the new tenures on May 29, 2015.
Earlier in their separate remarks, participants at the forum acknowledged the responsibility and the role of the media in facilitating the participation of citizens in public discourse.
For the media, you have greater responsibilities, like the chairman of this occasion, Justice Owais, has spoken. The Constitution gives you so much responsibility. Section 22 has given the media such great powers of oversight, over the democratic process, that we need to take that responsibility seriously. I can say that as a government, the President has, in addition to the overwhelming powers in the Constitution, also granted this nation, the media, additional access by signing into law the Freedom of Information Act.
It's important that we take this time to really focus our attention and discuss what happened, take a look back at 2011 and coverage, but more importantly, learn from the mistakes that occurred in 2011 and see how we can better prepare ourselves for 2015.
The role of the media is critical in facilitating the participation of citizens in public discourse. If properly employed, the media will contribute to the development of a consensus on national issues.
Former Governor of Kano State, Malam Ibrahim Shekarau, has formally decamped from All Progressive Congress to the People's Democratic Party at a ceremony in Abuja. Shekarau, who formally announced his decision to join the ruling party, described his former party as a party without a structure, maintaining that the opposition could not be seen or touched because it had lost its soul. Challenging the leadership of the APC to produce the party's constitution and manifesto, Shekarau boasted that no intimidation, blackmail, or character assassination would change his vision.
To further declare, along with all friends and associates across the Federation who are largely represented here in different capacities, to support and endorse as well the decision that we should move en masse into the People's Democratic Party, PDP.
Also speaking at the occasion, former governor of Sokoto State, Alhaji Atahiru Bafarawa, said the APC had become the old PDP.
Fortunately for us, we are not in politics for ourselves. We are leaders. We have followers. If it's just between me and Mali Shekarau, we can remain in APC. We can decide not even to participate in any political parties. But because we are leaders, we have followers. We cannot just decide for them. We have to allow our followers to decide for us.
Bafarawa, who also defected from PDP a few days ago, said he and Shekarau were in the party to rebuild the ruling party. Henry Oka, sentenced in South Africa to 24 years on terrorism charges, has been caught in a failed jailbreak attempt, prison authorities said. Though the details of the attempted escape from Lukop prison in northern Johannesburg that is said to have taken place in January was not given, but Manelisa Wolela, spokesman of South Africa's Department of Correctional Services, told AFP that Oka is one of the 5 inmates that attempted to escape and whose efforts were foiled. Oka was convicted last year and sentenced on 13 counts of terrorism, including twin bombings that killed 12 people in Nigeria's capital, Abuja, as the country celebrated the 50th anniversary of its independence in 2010. He was arrested, tried, and convicted in South Africa, where he has permanent residency. The Minister of Finance and Coordinating Minister of Economy, Ngozi Okonjo-Iweala, has disclosed that Nigeria has given an additional $550 million to the Nigerian Sovereign Investment Authority, NSIA, to back up its financing of the country's power sector. A breakdown of the amount shows that $350 million has been earmarked as liquidity facility for the Nigerian bulk electricity trader, while $200 million would be transferred to the infrastructure fund of the NSIA in order to help it leverage on its gas-to-power investment. Ben's correspondent, Osam Raphael, completes the story.
Given the breakdown, the coordinating minister for the economy, Ngozi Okonjo-Iweala, said additional $550 million released to the Sovereign Wealth Fund represented an increase of over 50% to the $1 billion takeoff funding, which the Nigerian Sovereign Investment Authority got at inception. She explained that the objective of the $200 million that will be committed to the infrastructure fund vehicle of the Sovereign Wealth Fund will generate catalytic funding for gas to power infrastructure, which will leverage on available funds to boost the development of the power sector and improvement of power supply. According to Okonjo-Iweala, an agreement had been reached that the private sector partners will contribute an additional $2 for every dollar invested by the Nigerian Sovereign Investment Authority, indicating that the $200 million to be deployed into the gas-to-power infrastructure development has the potential of generating up to $400 million more in additional private capital.
$200 million of this will be for the infrastructure fund for gas-to-power investments with private sector. So they will partner with the private sector through this $200 million. And you heard the CEO say that for every $1 they invest, there will be $2 additional invested by partners. So that means that this $200 million is going to really result in almost another, in 400 million plus. So we hope to leverage the whole thing into $500 million of investment immediately or very soon into gas to power.
On his part, the managing director of the Nigerian Sovereign Investment Authority, Uche Oji, expressed the hope that the additional funding support by the federal government will boost ongoing efforts to enhance the infrastructure capacity in the power sector. He assured that the management of the authority will continue to look into the power generation and distribution infrastructure needs with a view to supporting ongoing agenda for improved electricity supply in the country.
The Future Generations Fund, we have made commitments. We started to fund some of those commitments at the end of December. And so far, so good. I think we have invested 55% of that fund actually already in hedge funds and the equity markets. So far, the response we have seen so far is such that things are actually looking fairly well for that fund as well. Again, more details will be in the annual report.
The Nigerian Sovereign Investment Authority, by the provisions of its Enabling Act, is established to develop investment plans based on most effective policies and guidance targeted at achieving the aim of such investments, and also empowered to reinvest all realized proceeds and dividends from the interest on portfolio investment of funds into new or existing assets of the fund. The three funds established by the Act are the Future Generation Fund, Nigeria Infrastructure Fund, and Fiscal Stabilization Fund, with each fund holding at least 20% of the assets under management. Awesome Raffle reporting.
The capital expenditure capex requirement of the Nigerian electric power sector in the next 5 years has been put at $23.9 billion. The Director General of the Bureau of Public Enterprise, BPE, Benjamin Ezra Dickey, revealed this during an international conference on public sector financing and support of the power sector in Abuja. He said the distribution companies alone will require about $1.8 billion in capital expenditure in the next 5 years for optimal performance, stating that $11.7 billion is the capex funding requirement for the privatized PHCN successor, GENCOs, to ramp up and expand capacity. He said the breakdown as gleaned from the post-acquisition plans submitted by the investors includes Ugeli Power PLC, $604 million, Saple Power PLC, $394 million, Geregu Power PLC, $200 million, Afam Power PLC, $650 million, Kainji Hydro, $456 million, Egbin Power PLC, $1,700 million, and Greenfield IPP, $7,500 million. The chairman, Chartered Institute of Human Capital Development of Nigeria, Cyril Ogboli, has said the availability and effective exploitation of human capital development is crucial to the effort of nations for growth, development, and international relevance. Cyril made this known at a workshop and induction ceremony of the Institute's new members in Abuja. He stressed the need for federal government to invest more in human capital development, which will boost the economy if properly managed.
And it is very important for Nigeria to begin to invest in human capital. The big frontline nations of the world are not successful today because they have oil. They are doing well today because they've trained their people are well educated, they have the skills.
Vice Chancellor, National Open University of Nigeria now, Professor Vincent Tenebe, called on federal government to take the advantage of its population and provide quality education for its masses.
And I also emphasize that we should take advantage of the population of this country and train the population, because we cannot be blessed with a fertile population and allow our youth and children to go uneducated. Because with education you empower the individual, and the education should be in such a way that once the graduate comes out, that graduate will be able through entrepreneurial development and creativity to be able to find out what to do. By thinking, by being creative, you will create some jobs for yourself.
New violence and looting in the Central African Republic's capital, Bangui, has left at least 9 people dead, including more lynching of minority Muslims. The latest assaults in the former French colony included mob attacks and an assassination attempt targeting the former justice minister. Fighting broke out on Saturday evening between Christian vigilantes and Muslims in the west of Bangui, where many buildings were touched. That's the much we can take on Ben TV News. I am Odredere Iruke. Thanks for watching.